Welcome back to Thoughts from Underground. 3 territories down, 2 remain. Yet each one claiming supremacy. Each one insisting it maps the territory correctly. And each one, without exception, occupied by people who deny it exists. This one, though, this is where everyone starts to get uncomfortable. Be they religious or a-religious. Be them a theist or, well, a theist. Today we reach a framework that most of you will recognize immediately. Not because you've studied it, but because you've lived it, undeniably. The claim is deceptively simple and devastating if true. All reality is one. The universe itself is ultimate. Matter, energy, information, natural law, these aren't aspects of something higher. These are the highest thing. There's nothing beyond the physical. There is only this. Pantheism. And here's what's most dangerous about pantheism. It's honest. Carl Sagan was a cosmologist and something of a priest. Not of any organized religion, but of the physical universe itself. His famous declaration, "The cosmos is all that is, was, or ever will be." The precision, the clarity, the simplicity in the truth. No claims of probably, no appeal to act as though. He stated it as fact, one of a metaphysical nature. The cosmos is complete. Nothing transcends it. Nothing exceeds it. Reality is the physical universe and nothing more. Sagan was describing pantheism with crystalline accuracy. He simply refused theological language. He would argue that the physical universe is sufficient, more than sufficient. Look at the stars. Look at the complexity of chemistry, biology, consciousness itself, all emerging from particles governed by blind physical law. Why invoke anything beyond? Why not simply accept that as ultimate? That matter and energy and the mathematical laws governing them comprise the totality of reality. Sagan's pantheism was reductive, materialist, elegant in its parsimony, and it was honest about one crucial thing above all else. If the physical universe is all that exists, then the physical universe is supreme. It is ultimate. It is God, whether by that word or another. Alan Watts, however, approached pantheism from a different angle entirely. Watts spent his life studying Eastern philosophy, Taoism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and translating them for us here in the West. But he wasn't describing something transcendent. He described something foundationally immanent. The Tao. The universe, connected flow, Consciousness not as separation from matter, but as matter made aware, or becoming aware. The individual self as a manifestation of universal process. Watts's great insight was this: the universe isn't composed of separate things. The universe is itself a process of relationship. Everything flows into everything else. You're not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos, experiencing itself locally. And crucially, this doesn't require transcendence. This doesn't require anything beyond the physical. It simply requires recognizing that the physical universe isn't a collection of separate objects. It's one unified field of relationship and process. Sagan and Watts reach pantheism through opposite routes. Sagan through reductionist analysis, Watts through holistic integration. But they arrive at identical territory. All reality is fundamentally one, ultimate, physical, requiring nothing beyond. Here's what most people miss about pantheism. It's not a rejection of meaning, nor is it a descent into nihilism. While Sagan fought hard against unknowing with empirical rigor, Watts sought other methods to peel back the veil. He once said, "Problems that seem persistently insoluble should always be suspected as questions asked in the wrong way." Despite their divergent paths, both Sagan and Watts found profound meaning within the physical universe. Sagan found it in cosmic awareness, in understanding that we are made of stardust, and that the atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of dying stars, in recognizing humanity's place within an unimaginably vast and ancient cosmos. This isn't cold materialism. This is reverence. Watts found it in participating consciously in the flow of reality, in recognizing that separation is illusion, that you are the universe knowing itself, that alienation dissolves when you understand your radical non-separation from all things. Both experiences are sacred. Both are meaningful. Both arise entirely within pantheistic territory. The pantheist isn't claiming there's no meaning. The pantheist is claiming meaning arises from within the physical universe itself, not from beyond it. Let me be precise about what pantheism actually claims. Pantheism doesn't say the universe is God metaphorically. Pantheism says the universe is God, literally. This is what's meant by ultimate reality. If ultimate reality is defined as that which is supreme, upon which all else depends, that cannot be transcended, then the physical universe meets that definition to a T. Matter and energy can't be created or destroyed. This is the first law of thermodynamics. They transform, yet persist. The laws governing them aren't arbitrary. There's the structure of reality itself. They permit complexity, consciousness, meaning all know everything, arising from the physical process. So why invoke anything beyond? A general takeaway from Sagan's The Demon-Haunted World. I will not pretend mystery where there is none. I will not invoke the transcendent where the physical suffices. A paraphrase of Watts's wisdom was this: the physical universe is so profound, so interconnected, so vast that it requires no transcendence. Recognize your participation in it, and transcendence becomes unnecessary. Both are pantheist, different temperaments, identical territory. And now I must ask you, how much of your own thought operates within pantheistic territory? You likely believe that consciousness arises from physical processes. The meaning is emergent, not transcendent. That the universe operates according to natural law, not divine intention. You may or may not believe in God in a religious sense, but you do believe in something beyond the physical. Do you seriously contend that reality exceeds the material universe? Many of you do not. Thus, many of you occupy pantheistic territory, renaming it to claim neutrality beyond the theism itself. Atheism isn't a position outside of pantheism. Atheism is pantheism claiming to be merely rational rather than theological. Your brand of atheism isn't without theisms at all. Your brand is perhaps the most fundamental theism one could hold, beyond the aforementioned autotheism. You are a pantheist if you believe the physical universe is ultimately supreme. And if you're honest, truly honest, most of you do. Not because atheists worship the universe, but because they treat the physical universe as the final court of appeals, as the ultimate frame within which all explanations must fit. But here's where pantheism encounters a problem it can't solve. If all reality is physical, nothing transcends the physical, then by what standard do we judge anything at all? By what measure do we claim that consciousness matters, that suffering is wrong, that beauty is real? This once again circles back to Mr. Harris. Why care at all about some simple particles stacked in complex shapes? The pantheist must answer. These things matter within the physical system. Consciousness matters because conscious beings matter. Suffering is wrong because conscious systems register pain. Beauty is real because perceptual systems respond to it. Hey, fair enough. But once again, notice what has happened. The pantheist has smuggled transcendence back in. Not God, not a deity, but a principle that exceeds mere physical fact. The principle that consciousness, meaning, value, have some status beyond their material substrate. Something above it, beyond it. Indwelling, yet outdwelling. This is precisely where pantheism enters and exists. Next time, we'll explore the framework that claims to solve this problem. The framework that says, yes, the physical is real and ultimate, but there's also something beyond it. And they are somehow one. A paradox, a contradiction, and perhaps the most seductive territory on the map. For now, recognize where you stand. If you believe the physical universe is supreme, you're a pantheist. Not by belief, by the structure of your claims about reality. Sagan lived it, once named it explicitly. You, most likely, deny it while inhabiting it completely. The territory exists and accepts you, whether you acknowledge it or not. Until next time, keep digging.